getting in. I had to use Deb's
Hmm.
text to get me in the meeting today.
That's weird. I
Yeah.
clicked on the Facebook. Yeah, I went to the Facebook page.
Yeah. Well, you guys, I'm going to mute myself. So if you have any questions or comments, use the chat box. That's my reminder. And I'll let Chelsea get started.
Okay. Everybody ready? Welcome. Let's get down on our mats, knees bent, legs in parallel on our backs. Okay, here we go. So we're going to come onto our backs, knees bent, arms up overhead, all the way, big stretch. So we're going to start our roll-ups, with knees bent. So just to get a little spine mobility, a little core. So you're going to exhale, plant those feet, start to roll up, reach those arms first. If you get stuck, grab the backs of your legs to help you come up for those first couple roll-ups. And then you're going to roll back down one bone at a time, scooping out the belly button, hollowing it out. Exhale to help you up. Sit up really tall, and then roll it back down, reverse. So let's take a big inhale to start. Exhale to roll up. Inhale at the top. Exhale to roll down. That breath coordination will help you get up and down smoothly. And again, if you want to start to create that muscle memory, walk down the hamstrings and walk up the hamstrings. That'll help you go smoother, right, and build up those core muscles rather than just using the momentum of the arms, right? So we don't want to kind of pull ourselves up with the arms. We want to go nice and slow, making sure our core is doing the work, and roll it down. Eyes to thighs as you roll down. And we're going to do two more. Big exhale, roll it up. Big exhale to roll down. Okay, we're going to have a slow race. Who can do this last one the slowest? Be the last one down on your mat. Ready? Slow motion. Slow, slow, slow. Good job, good job. All the way. Forward look, right? A little forward lift. And then release that back into neutral. Release the head. So that's it. Exhale, imprint, look forward. Inhale, release the low back. Exhale, imprint that low back down, find it, and then release it. So this is kind of like a really slow, really controlled crunch, if you will. But it's much healthier for us, much more effective than just kind of pulling those elbows in and crunching, right? We want to imprint that low back, find that little chest lift, find that little forward flexion. Pause for a freeze frame, and then release. Pause in that imprint, and release the spine. So you're doing these pelvic rocks, as well as coordinating the upper body, lifting and lowering. So it's double duty there. Low abs and upper abs. Should be feeling it. And it's really small. Doesn't have to be big to be effective. Just that little imprint of the low back pops you up, little release down. So we're going to do 10 more with the legs in tabletop. So continue, imprint, lift, and release. Exhale, and back down. Exhale in the work, So I think it's a little bit harder work to get up there into that chin to chest, eyes to thighs, and then inhale to roll back down. Exhale, lift, and down. So we're just going to climb up the ladder here. We're going to do 10 with our legs straight now. So stretching those toes to the ceiling, continue imprinting and releasing back to neutral with that spine. So it's no tension in the neck, no tension in the arms. It's all just happening down here in the core. Just pressing that low back down to pop up to those shoulder blades. And two more. We'll take a little break before we climb back down the ladder, and we'll slice the thighs across, little beating of those thighs. So imprinting that low back down, and then waking up those legs a little bit. Core is engaged, stretching the kneecaps up into the thighs. Slice those legs. So you don't want it to be a big circle. You want it to be right out and in. Keep that breathing going. Stretching those legs. This is your break, remember? And we're going to go all the way back down. So legs straight for 10 little chest lifts, little forward flexion, and release the back. imprint the back and release. And 8, and 7. So this is the warm up that I used to do before ballet class. When I was a dancer, I would try to get my core warmed up before bar. So I would go all the way up the ladder, slice the thighs, and then climb all the way back down. So next we have bent knees for the next 10. Ready? 10. We're climbing back down and breathing. Keep it small if you start to feel any strain in the neck. Just keeping those pelvic rocks going. That little imprint release. 3 more. And our last 10, feet on the floor where we started. Here we go. Imprint, release. Inhale. Inhale. And 6. And we got 5. Feeling your abs yet? 3 and 2 and 1. Full body stretch. Hopefully that core is nice and alive. Shake out those legs, shake out the neck. We're gonna go into our bridgings, yeah, so we'll get the back side now a little bit. So plant those feet flat on the floor, hands down by your side. Really spread out the hands and make sure that's your stability there. Imprint that low back. Press into the arms as you lift the hips up to the ceiling. Squeeze the glutes, right? Pull in that waistline like you have your tight, high-waisted skinny jeans on. And roll back down, keeping that belly button pulled in till the last minute, and then rock back to neutral. Imprint, tuck, lift all the way up. Take that big inhale at the top. And exhale takes you down. So it's always in through the nose, out through the mouth. So come up, in through the nose, and back down, out through the mouth. So it's not super slow. It's with your breath. Exhale to come up. Inhale to check your top at your top of your bridge, and exhale to come down. So this is really rolling through the spine, making sure it's not a drawbridge hinge. It's really rolling, articulating through that spine to find that imprint first and then rock into neutral. Again, imprint first, peel the spine, slightly tucking those hips under. And then again, we're tucking, rolling down, softening that chest to release. We're gonna stay up this time, all the way up into that bridge. We're gonna do our marches. Here comes our marches. Float right leg and let it go back down. Float it up, left leg and down. And float and down. So making sure you don't have any weight on the neck there. You could still release that head. Your weight is evenly distributed between your shoulders. And then we don't have any tipping of the hips. They're staying totally high and square to that ceiling. Lifted. Yeah, so we don't want to tip to the left just because we're lifting that right leg, or vice versa. Pulling that belly in, right? Waistline's in. 2 more marches, right and left. And then we're going to see who can be the slowest one down. Ready? Nice slow roll down. Really good. Roll it all the way back up. We're going to take our kicks here. So we're going to take our right leg, reach it up to the ceiling, flex to lower it down, point to kick it back up, flex to lower, point to lift, flex to lower it, point to lift it, replace it, and let's do the left side. Point and flex to lower, point to lift. Keep those hips up as you kick, and lower, and lift. Left foot down, nice slow roll down, everybody. Good, lift those legs, shake them out a little bit. We're going in for more. Yeah. So feet planted flat down, tuck those hips under, climb on up into that bridge and hold. Take a breath. And exhale. We're gonna float the arms up as the hips come down, hinge those hips down, and hinge them up as the arms return down by your side. So hips hinge down, arms reach up overhead, and then hips lift, arms come down, they pass each other. And so they're going in opposition, yeah? Arms up, hips down, arms down, hips up. And again, press. And lift. So no hands anymore, no arms to stabilize you. You'll probably feel it a little bit more in your hamstrings and glutes. That's what we want. And press to lift. And 3 more. Exhale, lift. At least you get both feet on the floor. And 2. And last one. And lift. And nice slow roll down. Good. All right, take those legs to tabletop. We're going to do our footwork with quotation marks. Yeah. So it's going to be a lot harder than if we had the reformer with us, but that's okay. Hands can stay down by your sides, or if you want more of a challenge, back behind the head, chin to chest. So parallel, right? Flexing those feet. We're going to stretch those legs out, bend those knees back in. Stretch them out, bend them in. So if you lower the angle of the legs, it'll get more challenging. If you lift the angle of the legs higher, a little bit less, right? Keep that imprint, anchoring your low back down. 2 more. And last one. And we'll find our Pilates V, right? Heels together, toes apart. And press those feet away. Bend those knees, plie. And stretch. Bend those knees. Exhale. Good. Inhale to bend. Exhale to stretch. If you feel your low back popping off the floor, just lift those legs a little higher, or keep those hands down and head down. 3. 2 more. And last one. We're going to take our second position Pilates feet. Legs come apart and press. Return. So second position plie. Extend. Plie. Extend. A little bit different than on the reformer. Still just as good. And 5 more. Good. Extend and bend. Stretch those legs. And 2. And 1. And rest. We're going to take a little swim. So we're going to bring chin to chest again. Pilates V. We're going to stretch those legs out, open them straight, bend them in, bring them back together. So they go together, out, they open apart, bend in, come back together. Little swimming frog, bend it in, bring them together, stretch them out, open them up, bend them in. 1 more this way. And we have to reverse it. Yeah, so second position, stretch. Close those heels together, bring them in, take them apart, stretch them out, close those legs straight, bring them in. Second position, press. Close and in. Second, and press, close and in. Last one. And go ahead and take a full body stretch. Whew. Good job. Hug that right knee into your chest. Take that hamstring stretch. This will help us get ready for our fancy core, I'm going to call it. We're going to do a fancy core series next. That was just our basic core. We're going to get fancy, so this will help us stretch for our fancy splits and scissors and helicopters and all those good things. Bend the knee in, take the leg across to get that nice spine twist. So take the right arm out, look to the right. Get that nice rotation, twisting of that spine. And then if you want more of a stretch, grab your right big toe with your left hand. And really cross your body there. Make yourself into a cross. Stretching, extra hamstring there. And back onto your back. Hug that knee in, send it down. Let's do the left side. Hug it in, release those hip flexors, no tension there, or the neck. Make sure you keep loosening that neck, right? And then stretch that leg up. Get that nice hamstring stretch. Trying to pull that kneecap up into the thigh. Pointing and flexing, whatever you need at that foot or the ankle. Big breaths. Inhale through the nose. Exhale it out. Bend that left knee. Take it across the body. Extend the left arm out to the side. Big twist. Wring out your spine like a towel. Like a wet towel. Head to the left. And then left leg can stretch if you like. Grabbing onto those left toes with your right hand if you want to make yourself into a cross. Feel that nice stretch from toes to hand. Pull that belly in, twist more, twist deeper. And then onto your back. Hug that knee in. Ready for fancy core? Bring both knees into your chest. So we're gonna start with our scissors, yeah? So both legs stretch to the ceiling. Right leg's gonna come in, left leg's gonna split down, and they switch. So just the legs is fine if you wanna do just the legs. If you wanna add a little bit more for core, you can bring the eyes to thighs. Come up to the tips of those shoulder blades and continue. So we're still pulling that belly in and flat, scooping it in, imprinting the low back. Shoulders are relaxed, neck is relaxed, no tension there. And then we don't want to twist toward that leg as it comes in. We want to stay centered. Right there in between the legs. Good. And one more round. And rest the head, rest the legs. One breath. We're going to add a twist to that. Okay, so we're going to take the hands behind the head, stretch the legs. As we twist to the left leg comes toward us. As we twist to the right leg comes toward us. And twist and hold the split. And twist and hold the split. Awesome. Eyes looking where you want to twist. Your spine will follow. And twist. And twist. So I want you to move like you're underwater, like you're a synchronized swimmer. Really resisting that air. And rest head and legs. Take one breath. Crisscross, hands behind the head. We're going to keep that twisting action going. Bending the knee in as we twist toward it. And bend the other knee in. Twist. Bend and twist. Extend that leg as low as you can toward the mat. So the lower you extend that leg, the more challenging it'll be. Versus if you want to lift it up a little bit higher, working on that twist, working on that imprint. Yeah, you get to pick the angle of extension there. Good, pulling that belly into spine. Breathing, 2 more. Last one, and rest the head. So we're gonna get fancy with our crisscross, adding a leg extension. So, hands behind the head, chin to the chest, crisscross to the first side, extend that leg that was bent, bend it back in, and then switch to the other side. So crisscross, extend, bend it in. Adding that little insert, extend it, bend it in. Crisscross, extend, and bend. So it's just adding that little bonus stretch before you switch to the other side. Bonuses are always good. And twist, extend, and bend. And twist, extend, and bend. Let's do one more round. Right and left. And twist, extend, and bend. Beautiful. Rest the head, rest the legs for a second. So we're going to do a helicopter with a forward fold, a forward reach, okay? So the arms are going to be overhead. Arms are going to reach overhead. Our legs stretch up to the ceiling. We find our split. We find our helicopter around our other split, and the legs come back to center. Then we do the left side. Split, around, helicopter those legs back to the other side, and together. So when the legs come together, we're coming up with the arms and the chest and floating back down for the helicopter. Yeah, so helicopter around, and then bring those legs together, reach toward the bottom of your mat. And other side, helicopter around, and then a forward lift. And helicopter around, and lift. Awesome, other side, helicopter around, and together reach. So you're finding your second split, your side-to-side split, and coming together. Reach, one more. So fancy, and reach, and bend those knees. Fancy round is over. Come on up to seated, flip onto your belly. We'll stretch out the core a little bit. Onto your belly, onto your forearms. We'll just do a little Stretch for those abs. Turn your head all the way to the right. Drop your chin down. Head all the way to the left. Drop chin. You're just looking to the right, dropping it down, looking to the left, dropping it down. Make sure shoulders are down. Long swan neck. Almost feel like you're trying to look at something behind you and then drop. Behind you and drop. Get that neck worked out here. Legs are anchored, belly button's lifted. And good, back to center. Reach all the way down onto your mat. We're gonna do our seesaw. Arms lift only, and then they lower, legs lift only, and lower. Take a turn, upper body, lift, and lower, lower body, lift, and lower. Upper body, arms, and legs. So as you go here, seesawing, teeter-tottering, make sure you're lifting your belly into your back, into your spine to protect your low back. And legs and then arms, right? It's hard to just lift the arms and not have those legs and feet lifting too. So you really have to focus on anchoring those feet as you lift the arms. I don't want you to lift arms and legs at the same time. Too much strain on your low back. This way we can take turns. Lift and lift. Okay, everything back down. The arms are gonna come to 90-degree angle goalposts, and they're gonna slide out shoulder width, and then slide back in, just like you're sliding along the floor. Slide, skim, and return. And skim. That floor. So I really want you to use the upper back, yeah, to slide those arms out and in. Protect the low back by anchoring the feet and legs down. Keep those feet down. Skim the floor, parallel to the floor with those arms. 2 more. Last one. And reach out long. So we're gonna do like a reverse snow angel. So we're face down in the snow, lifting those arms, bring them back down to your sides, and then they float all the way back up where they started. Bring those arms back down, big snow angels, and around. Keeping those feet and legs down, yeah? Scooping that belly button still into the spine. And 2 more. And last one. And rest. We're gonna do our breaststrokes. We did our snow angels, now our breaststroke. So we're gonna lift those arms, bring them back to the sides, then they pull through like you're underwater, reaching through that water. Pull the water back. Swim through. Reach it back. Swim it through. Pull back to those sides. So when the arms come back down to your sides, you can give a little chest lift. And around. A little extra lift. And around. 2 more. Last one. And rest. Push back to your child's pose. Take a little break for that back. Open up that back to the ceiling. Catch your breath. So abs should still be engaged even when we're on our belly. We still have that pulling up of the belly button into the spine. 2 more breaths here. All right, we're gonna come all the way back down to our bellies. And we're gonna just plant the forehead on the hands. So go ahead and rest the head there on those hands. And I want you to just lift that right leg only and then lower it down. Lift just the left leg, lower it down. So keep anchoring those hip bones. Keep pulling the belly button up into the spine and lift from the whole back side of the leg. That hamstring lifts, glute lifts. Yeah, the knee doesn't bend. It's all one long piece. Lifting and lowering. 3 more rounds. You should be able to slide a little piece of paper under your belly button there. You're really lifting it, yeah? Lift and lift. Good. Not rocking right or left. Last one. Now we're going to lift both legs, squeeze those heels together, in and apart, and squeeze, open. This is your Dorothy, clicking those heels, and open, click, and open. Still making sure you could slide paper under your belly. Yeah, no lower back action here. And 5. And 3. Last one. Good, now we're gonna circle those legs, little circles. Circles, 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 circles. 3 more. Reverse your circles and then you're done. Reverse and around. Good. Hip bones down, belly button lifted. Circle, 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 and rest. Push on up to all fours. So as we're here in this all four position, just keep reminding yourself to keep your head in line with your spine and not let your neck drop and look back at your feet, okay? They'll be fine back there. So we're gonna reach our right leg back. Yeah, reach that right leg behind us, and we're just gonna lift it to the ceiling, just like we were doing on our bellies. That leg lift and lift. Good, so we wanna make sure we're staying in that imprint of the low back to the ceiling. Yeah, we're not arching the back and sinking in to that belly, into the low back, and then we don't wanna look down at our leg. Just keep those eyes out to the top of your mat. Yeah. And bend the knee, 90-degree angle, same thing. Lift the toe to the ceiling. And 5, 4, 3. And then turn that leg out. So from the hip, now you're lifting in that turned out position. Bent knee, hip rotated, out. And lift. Lift. Belly button pulled in. Nice plank position with the spine. And extend to rest, other side. So we have extended first, leg lifts. Lifts up toward the ceiling and then back to parallel to the floor. Lift and lower. You could always come to your forearms. You could always make it more challenging by extending the right arm as you lift the left leg. Lift, lift. Making sure you're not leaning away from that leg this way. And bend the knee, continue, lift, lift. Good, think about lifting the thigh, not just the toe, but lift that whole thigh, lift the whole knee, all the way up. 5 more. Pull that belly to spine. And then rotate, attitude derriere, lift, 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 good. And good, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Extend back to all fours. We're gonna walk the plank here. So we're gonna take our hands out, walk, walk, walk the plank, walk back to all fours. Little mini walk out. Feel those abs engage and walk back. So we're trying not to arch the back, right? We're trying to keep in that plank position as we walk out and walk back in. Walk the plank out and walk the plank in. 2 more. Walk that plank and walk it in and walk it out and walk it in. We're going to get our push-ups over with while we're here. So you're going to, if you want to go ahead and cross those ankles, I like to do it that way. Come shoulders right over those hands. You're going to bring your whole body down to the mat. Elbows in. Exhale. Push back up. Inhale down. Exhale. That's slow, yeah, that controlled. All the way down. Get those butts down. And then all the way up. Good. Tricep work here. Hips to the floor. Chest to the floor. And lift. Good. We've got 1 more. Hips down. And lift. Awesome. Tuck those toes under. We're going to find our plank. Yeah? So go ahead and plant those hands, plant those feet. Find your plank and breathe. 2 more breaths. And walk the plank big. So we're going to walk our hands back to our feet. And walk our hands out to the plank. walk that plank. And bring those hands back in, lift, hinge at the waist, hinge at the hips, and walk it back out. So try to make it perfect 4 steps. Let's go for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, be there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 to come out. So that's how we would do our perfect Pilates push-up, our perfect mat Pilates push-up. We would walk out for 4, do our push-up, and walk back. We already did our push-ups. So we kind of went out of order. That's okay. And walk it out, and walk it in. All right, so we've got a plank series coming up here, so catch your breath. We're gonna walk out to plank. You can always come back down to all 4s if you need to. Keep going. Walk out to that plank. So we're gonna do a 2-point knee. So the right knee's gonna come across. It's gonna come to the other elbow and return. It's gonna come to one elbow, to the other elbow, and return. Switching legs. Right leg, elbow, elbow, stretch. Left leg, elbow, elbow, stretch. 2 more rounds. Elbow, elbow, stretch. Elbow, elbow, back to plank. 1 more. Elbow, elbow, plank. Elbow, elbow, plank. Walk your hands back to your feet. Catch your breath. Let's take a roll up just to break up the plank series. Bend the knees, stack the spine. Reach those arms up and roll it back down. Walk it out to that plank. So we've got a little rump up my side. We're going to take the right leg all the way up to the side and bring it all the way back down. Trace those toes all the way up to the left and bring it all the way back in. 2 more rounds. Right leg, big circle, and back. Left leg all the way around and back. Last round. Right leg up to the side and back. Left leg. Take it up. Take it back. Walk the hands back to the feet. Hang, catch your breath. You've got side planks next. Yeah, walk it out. Do that plank. Side plank of your choice. So if that's knee down, that's fine. If that's forearm down, totally fine. If that's staggering the feet, maybe stacking the feet. Awesome. And hold. So we're going to transition through our center plank. Find your center plank. And then I'll see you on the other side. Other side. Find that side plank. And back to your center plank. Walk the feet back to the hands. And round 2. Walk it out to that plank. Find the first side plank. Lift those hips. Lift that bottom hip especially. Really carve out that waistline. Next. To that center plank. And other side. Lift the bottom hip. And back to center. And come all the way down to your belly. And we'll find our side lying position. So, whichever side you want to start on. We're going to do some more inner thighs, obliques, waistline here. So legs are slightly in front of you, toes are pointed, and legs are rotated, heels together in Pilates V. Okay? Prop yourself up on your mat. And here we go. Lift those legs and lower. Lift straight up, straight down. You should feel right away your obliques working, your inner thighs working to keep those heels glued together. And then if you'd like more of a challenge, taking your hand behind the head. Lift and lower. Lift. Trying to stay on that side is tough, right? Use those obliques to help you balance on your side as you lift and hover. Lift and hover. All right, let's scissor. So we're going to scissor those legs across each other. They pass, and they pass, and they pass. I think I need my top arm back for this one. Cross and open. And good. Move again like you're moving underwater. Really resist that air. Feel those obliques. Even bottom half of that waist is lifting up off the mat. Good, one more round. And legs come back together. You're gonna do your grand rond de jambe, your big circle all the way around with that top leg. Big circle around. Again, taking that top hand away if you wanna try to really challenge yourself. One more in this direction. Beautiful. And reverse that circle. Take it back around. So really hard to try to keep the upper body and the hips stable here, yeah? That's your main challenge, is that stability versus the mobility of that big leg. Circle. One more. Awesome. And remember that attitude derriere we did on all fours? You're going to take that leg behind you, bend the knee, tap the toe to the floor, lift, tap, and lift. Tap it back, lift it up. Yep, tapping behind you. Trying not to roll forward with the shoulder. Good. 3 more. Now I want you to swing your legs around to the other side. All the way around in front of you. Swing those legs around. Get to the other side. Smoothly. And we'll do our double leg lifts in Pilates B. Ready? There. Lift and lower. Lift. Hover. So make sure when you're lowering, try not to come all the way back down to the floor. Go to a high hover and a low hover. Yeah, that way it'll keep yourself in that muscle engagement, right? Not having to regroup every time. And it'll help you to lift that low waistline, right? That lower half as well. Really lift it up off the mat. Good, straight up through Jen. Your glutes should be awake too. And then we'll scissor those legs, split and split. So now legs definitely are hovered off the floor, yeah? And you're really balancing, using that powerhouse, using those obliques. Toes are pointing to really give you that full energy all the way out through the legs. It'll help stabilize you, believe it or not, really reaching through those toes. Yeah, if you have more energy out, that's less energy to sink into the mat. And one more. And we'll start our big circle, our grand rond de jambe. Here we go, around. Yes, good. Love it. I see all these legs, all these toes coming into the screens and around. Good. Again, hands behind the head. If you did it on the other side, try to do it on this side. Woo. And reverse the circle around. Good. Really watch out for those hips, hula dancing, those shoulders shimmying. And around. 2 more. Awesome. Woo, get it all the way around in our attitude derriere. Point that toe behind, bend the knee, and lift. Tap and lift. And lift. So you're really feeling this belly button pulled in to twist. Yeah? Keeping that toe lifting higher every time. Lift and lift. 4 more. Lift, 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 and you're done. Onto your back. Favorite stretch time. So you're gonna cross one foot over the thigh, open up the knee to the side. If that's enough of a stretch, great. If not, pull those legs into your chest. You have one leg turned out, one leg in parallel, making sort of a 4, grabbing either the shin or the hamstring to stretch out those hips. So if you'd like to, go ahead and stretch that bottom leg as well. With that extra little stretch there. Circle the ankle. Make sure you stay warm here. Keep breathing. Keep pulling those legs into your chest, deepening the stretch. And then lengthen the spine as well. Yeah, maybe try to slide that piece of paper under your low back to increase your stretch. 2 more breaths. And 1 more breath. Shake it out, switch sides. Cross that foot over the thigh. Pull those legs into your chest. And enjoy the stretch. And breathe. We already did our push-ups. Extend that leg. We got to do some teasers. Coming up. And then we'll do a nice big stretch at the end. So give it another push, and then you've got a nice stretch to come after. One more breath. And good, shake it out. So we're gonna plant the feet flat on the mat, arms reach overhead. Just like we started in the beginning with those roll-ups, yeah? But this time we're not gonna roll all the way up. We're gonna tease ourselves or tease our balance. So we're gonna roll up like we started, start to roll up, but find that trust fall angle back. Like you've got a flat back and you're gonna fall backwards. Arms by the ears. And then from there you roll down. So it's a tease. Yeah, you're teasing your balance. You're not getting all the way up to seated. Exhale, roll. Get up to that nice stretched V and roll it back from there. Chin to chest, belly button to spine. So again, remember, just like the roll up, you can use the legs. Walk up those legs if you want. Find that flat back at the top and roll back down. Yeah, so it's an exhale, C curve, rounding up to a stretched spine, and then C curve rounding back down. This is like a teaser prep, yeah, getting ready for it. Lift those arms, they're higher than you want them to be, yeah? Get them up by those ears, and roll it back down. One more prep. Lift, and roll it back down. Good, lift those legs up to the ceiling. All right, so from here, we're gonna find that same upper body position. Again, if you wanna use the legs, go for it. Walk up those legs. Find that teaser and roll it back down. Legs up in the air to finish and to start. All the way up, find that moment and then roll it back down. Be the last one down. Remember, control that roll down is the toughest part. Exhale, all the way up. Slow, controlled roll down like there's no gravity. 2 more. So if I'm using my legs, yeah, walking up and down the legs. Last one. Use those legs to help you build that muscle memory and roll it down. Eventually you won't need them. And bend the knees in, shake it out. Good job. Final exercise before we find our stretch. It's gonna be our fun nutcracker. We did this one yesterday. So stretch those legs up, arms overhead, and we split, reach through the legs, and come back down. Find that split, reach forward, and return, roll it down. Good. Eyes in between those legs, up to those shoulder blades, roll it down, and 2. And let's do one more. Big hold, roll it down, and hug those knees in. Roll yourselves up to seated. Bring the bottoms of those feet together. Good job. And let's roll it down. Get those noses in between your feet there. Nice big butterfly stretch. And roll it back up, stack the spine, and roll it down. And roll it up, stack, and all the way down. Roll it up. Good. Find your splits, your center splits, and we're gonna start to walk forward with those hands. So slowly taking little walks forward, trying to get your belly button to the floor. Yeah? This was a lot easier when I was pregnant last year, right? Getting my belly button to the floor and then walk those hands back and all the way in. Good, walk it out to one side Take a little side walk. Reaching for those toes. Make sure you keep your sits bones down, anchored down. If you need a hand there to keep it down. Get that nice side stretch in the back and the side. And walk it back in. And we'll walk to the other side. Walk it out. Just slow little tiny steps with those hands. Walk. Keep that opposite hip down, that opposite sits bone down. Drop your head. It's nice and heavy there to help you stretch. And walk it back in. So we're going to find our frog stretch. So how do we get to our frog? You can lay on your belly and swing your legs behind you. Let's do it. Walk out, 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 up and over. Bring those legs behind you. Find that frog. So we bring our bottoms of our feet together. Yeah? And then we stretch out those hips. So all we're doing is trying to bring those bottoms of the feet together and keep those hip bones down on the floor. And then gravity will slowly help to bring our feet down toward the mat. Yeah? So this is one of those stretches where you can stay for a while, get comfy, read a book like this, let gravity do its thing. And then try to keep that belly lifted as well. Keep those hip bones down as you stretch. You never kind of get that nice internal hip stretch, right? This is that good way to get there. Help our rotation. One more breath. And then you want to get back to seated the way you got here. Anybody? Let's go for it. Find your splits. Back up and over. Back to your butterfly. Good job. So we're going to cross one leg over the other. No hands. Let me see your hands. No hands. Standing up. 1, 2, 3. Stand up. Ta-da! No hands. Give yourselves a hand now. Good job. And you made it. Woo! Good job, everybody. How'd you do?
That was awesome.
Good job.
Great.
My legs will never do that.
Thank you.
far.
I'm gonna.
I know, right? I was
sore.
like, they can't hear. I can't hear them, so I'm just gonna tell them, and they're gonna laugh. Do that split through. Yeah. I was thinking maybe my gymnast over here could do it. Colleen, what's your daughter's name?
Maddie.
Maddie. Did you do it, Maddie?
She did it pretty good.
I bet. Yeah.
Yep.
That was for you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Great
Thanks,
job.
everybody. Have a good day.
Good
Bye.
job, everybody.
Hey, Lori.